What's up, guys? I've been working on a new project, and that is for the 3DO, which I've got over here. And I want to be able to plug a USB controller into the 3DO. This is one of the things I've just been doing. I'm trying to get rid of old controllers and use new controllers. I like the PS5 controller. I think it's one of the most perfect controllers ever made. So I've got let's plug in the PS5 controller right in here. And then let's plug that into the 3DO. 3DO D-sub port is always hard to access. There we go. And we can see the light on the adapter lit up. And come over here, we've got my PS5 controller. And there we go. And it's mapped to A, B, C. And of course, we've got the triggers. Now, if you know anything about the 3DO only has one controller port. That's because it uses a daisy chaining system where subsequent players are plugged into the previous player's controller. Which, if we look at the official controller, we've got the controller, and then at the top is another D-sub port where you do follow-up controls players on. So on this, we had it down here, and I plugged right into it. So I've got player 1 plugged in the top, player 2 plugged into the bottom. And of course, we can keep on daisy chaining up to 8 players. So player 1 is red, and player 2 is blue. Now, because of all this stuff, you can see that the box is significantly bigger than my GameCube adapters. Let's unplug it. Okay, and we can see it from the side as well. That's because it needed to fit not only the RP2040, but also the D-sub, the DB9 over here. So we got the adapter as well as a nice 3DO logo on the back. Now this device was a lot more complicated than like the GameCube or the Dreamcast. Basically, I had to fit all of this into this tiny box. And you can see there's a lot of wires going on. And I also had to cannibalize a Sega Genesis cable because the Sega Genesis actually had the smallest D-sub 9 cables. Plugs, so that's what I used instead of getting a generic, because the generics have jack pins. Now, putting it all together inside, there was no wiring diagram, so I had to actually reverse engineer the Gerber files from FCare's design, and I came up with this wiring diagram. I have posted this wiring diagram on the USB Retro, I get Joypad-OS Discord, so you can probably find it there if you're on that Discord. Maybe Robert will add it to the GitHub docs. We'll see. But if you want to make your own, this is the design. This is that. Ignore the capacitor. That's for the old design. It's not needed. And I probably will not be selling this on my Etsy store. It was just a lot of work to put together in this very small design. But the wiring diagram's right here if you want to make it yourself. Anyways, peace out.